Hey YouTube, it's your girl Chic from Chic Say What. I am coming on today because I wanted to just talk about, let's just say this. There's a kind of controversy going on about this new magazine that just got released today. And the name of the magazine is called the Black Manosphere Magazine Special Edition 2021 Core Glossary and Report Card. So I had been hearing about this magazine. Before we get started, if you can, please like, share, subscribe. As always, put your comments below. Chime in if you are catching this live and just let me know your thoughts. But yes, so I've been looking forward to this magazine releasing because I follow this other YouTuber by the name of Kendra D. Her channel is called The Crimson Cure, so you go check her out. But she works with another person. I don't know if they have it there. And she works with a person that she calls Father's Time. And I've come to learn that this person is also Dr. Spencer Holman, who is the person behind this magazine. So I'm just going to share my screen so you can see it. But so he's apparently trademarked the name, the Black Manosphere. However, he's not one of three people who are known as, quote unquote, the founding fathers of the Black Manosphere. So some of you may have heard of that terminology, the Black Manosphere. So I'm sure most people who will listen to this video have at least heard of Kevin Samuels. So Kevin Samuels is pretty much a part of that. So much of his inspiration, from what I hear from other males within the Black Manosphere, Kevin Samuels kind of was inspired by them. So the three founding fathers are the Angry Man. So his YouTube channel is called The Angry Man, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and Obsidian, and his channel is called the Obsidian Media Network. So those are the three gentlemen who are the quote unquote founding fathers of the Manosphere. So some people may have heard that terminology, but basically if you come across YouTube channels and it's men just speaking on behalf of men, and I'm referring to just with, Black men, Black community. So Black YouTubers, if they're talking about empowerment of men, you might have heard of the term MGTOW, that's MGTOW, which stands for men going their own way. So basically, these men believe that, okay, women, you guys are our downfall, and we're just now switching our attention from you to just being on our purpose, making money, building. These men are not in support of like getting married. Many of them have, some of them have, but they do not encourage other men to do what they've done. So they talk about a lot of like their experiences and just try to encourage men to just do their thing. Don't get married. Don't have babies with these women that they're not married, but just live their best life. So that's pretty much the message within the Black Manosphere. And as far as, like I said, the MGTOW men going their own way. So with that being said, so fast forward to today, we had the release of this magazine, the Black Manosphere. And let me try to blow this up so you can see like what it's saying. The Black Manosphere Magazine Special Edition 2021 Core Glossary and Report Card serves to help Black men understand, address and overcome systemic issues which have plagued them for decades. The magazine features the 10 major life issues Black men encounter on a daily basis. Lack of Black male agency, poor health conditions, high incarceration rates, chronic homelessness, chronic joblessness, chronic fatherlessness, poor educational system, negative media portrayal, persistent barriers to wealth, and constant threat to extinction. So some of these things that they talk about in this magazine are some things that I've kind of touched on my YouTube channel. And all of that sounds awesome. Like I said, I was really looking forward to the release of this magazine. It can be purchased on Amazon. Right now, it can only be purchased through your through like Kindle for 99 cents. And what I've learned is that's the case because they were wanting to be the magazine to make the best sellers list. So in order for that to happen, they had to charge for the magazine. So the lowest they can have that magazine priced at was 99 cents. So from what I've learned, they've met that goal. They are now listed as a #1 or a bestseller when you do go to Amazon. So you will see bestseller, because when I went to look for it today, I'm like, wow, it's bestseller already. So when I did listen to Kendra D a little while ago on her channel, she did talk about that. Yes, it is now officially like a bestseller. So I believe it was released today. So I guess a lot of people kind of went out there and bought it today already. So it's a bestseller already. So like I said, I was really looking forward to this magazine. Like, I'm like, okay, this is going to be everything. It seemed like it's going to be, I guess, an annual magazine versus monthly, based on like the description that I've, seen, or when I read up on it on Amazon. So this is it. This is the cover of it that you can see. So it just seems like it just has a lot of just awesome things in it, just about our Black men. It's talking about like the things that are going against our Black men, talking about Black men in a positive light, basically talking about Black men in a more favorable way than what we normally hear, let's just say, in mainstream media, or even just across YouTube in general, of course, outside of those people in the Manosphere, because, they're going to definitely up themselves. But I thought it was a good look. I'm definitely in support of Black men. I have Black sons, I have brother, uncle, like I'm a Black woman, so I am team Black. So now, like I said, I was ready to just go out there. Hey, I'm about to buy this magazine. Then I saw, the Angry Man go live, and he was angry. If anyone's familiar with the Angry Man, sometimes when he speak, he angry. You could definitely, his name is just very fitting. So today he was very angry. And so I'm like, okay, well, why is Angry Man angry? Like, who did it today? Who can get the smoke today? So he basically, on his video, let's see, I'm gonna see what he titled it, because I don't want to show his video, but I'm gonna see what he titled it, because I was kind of confused with the title, because sometimes I'll tune into him. So the title was, "This is on Angry Man's video. Did Angry Man sell the Black Manosphere to feminists?" So I was kind of confused, because if anyone is familiar with Angry Man or have ever listened to any of his content, being a feminist, connecting to feminists, you not going to say Angry Man and feminist, you not going to put them in the same sentence. So I was kind of confused. So another YouTuber, Jessica X. So Jessica X is a YouTuber, female YouTuber. She's from another country. She has an accent. Not quite sure what country she's from. Maybe Europe. But she has an accent. So she sometimes appears on various platforms within the Manosphere community. So I'm very familiar with her, but today, I went to her channel because she jumped on live, and she wanted to talk about what the argument is, or what the issue is pertaining to this new Black Manosphere magazine and Angry Man being angry. So from what she said, she went onto his channel, his live, posted a super chat and a comment to him, and he blocked her. So Angry Man is just basically, he said he don't understand why people are kind of upset with him or spreading rumors to him about this magazine. He's like, okay, it's not my magazine. Like, why are y'all coming at me about this magazine? So apparently the person who released this magazine, his name is Dr. Spencer Holman. So here's the thing. Dr. Spencer Holman went out and purchased the trademark for the Black Manosphere. Remember, I said the founders are the Angry Man, O'Shea Duke Jackson, and Obsidian. So where does Dr. Spencer Holman come in? So that's the real tea, y'all. So basically, Dr. Spencer has swooped in, purchased the and trademarked the name the Black Manosphere. So Jessica X has an issue with that. Again, like I said, she's a strong supporter of men within the Black Manospheres. She also has an issue because her name was referenced in this magazine as though she is a supporter of the magazine or as that she's an affiliate of the magazine. And she has a problem with that. From Jessica X, from what she's saying, Dr. Spencer Holman did not come to her to request for her permission to have her name mentioned in this magazine. So Jessica got an issue. Jessica X has an issue with all this. So apparently the Angry Man, so what Dr. Spencer is saying, or let me see, Dr. Spencer Homer is saying that he spoke with the Angry Man, and Angry Man gave his okay for him to trademark the name the Black Manosphere. Angry Man on his platform, in the midst of his anger, is saying, I didn't know basically anything about whatever. I didn't. Like, he's basically denying any parts of this whole like Manosphere magazine. That's what I gathered. Because like I said, y'all, he was angry on there and he was just talking. So then I kind of jumped over to Jessica X to try to get a better understanding of like where this smoke is coming from, like what the issue is. So Dr. Spencer Holman and Kendra G of the Crimson Cure are saying, hey, Angry Man gave us the okay to proceed with the Black Manosphere magazine. So who lying? Angry Man, as Jessica said, hasn't blocked Kendra D or Father's Time or the Crimson Cure or whatever you want to call them. He hasn't blocked any of them, but she's like, why am I blocked when I'm just putting out there? They said that you gave them the okay. You're saying you didn't, or you're blocking me, but you're still talking to them. So are you saying they lying on you? Okay, well, if they lying on you, you haven't outright come out and said that they're lying on you. So now I'm like, okay, I'm trying to figure out, well, at this point, I'm not going to purchase the magazine. I'm not going to purchase the magazine at this point because the information that I've gotten thus far is Dr. Spencer Holman has no affiliates with the Black Manosphere. Like, he just purchased the name. We hear about stuff like, think about when Nick Cannon with the Wild 'N Out show. And remember, we all was like done when we learned that he did not have that trademarked. So I look at this as like another example of, we've been hearing, or I have at least, this whole Black Manosphere, and it had not been trademarked. So here we have this quote unquote businessman, somebody who was about their business, come along and trademark the name. So we all know once you trademark a name, that name is yours. You can make money off of that. So within this Black Manosphere, Dr. Spencer Holman is promoting his products. I know he has a product, a man all natural product for men. It's more of like, I guess, a vitamin called the A Game. So like I said, I frequent the Crimson Cure YouTube channel, which is hosted by Kendra D. I really do like her. And she advertises that particular product. And that's pushed in a magazine. So it's a no-brainer for someone to have a magazine and for them to promote their products within their magazine. I mean, why not? It makes sense. But now, as I'm listening to Jessica X and her platform and the viewers and listeners on her channel, their thoughts is, okay, why is this person who is not affiliated with the Black Manosphere coming on the scene, creating a magazine called the Black Manosphere, and based off of what I'm hearing, allegedly he's claiming to be like behind the Black Manosphere. So according to Jessica X, that's not true. He's not behind the Black Manosphere. The Angry Man is, O'Shea Duke Jackson is, and Obsidian of the Obsidian Media Network are the founders. Like I said, Angry Man is over on his channel angry, but he's not angry because of this magazine. He's quote unquote angry supposedly because of the negative backlash he's getting from people, and people kind of tying him to feminists. Now, let's link in the term feminist with all of this, because I was confused by that. I'm like, okay, where's the whole feminist angle coming from? So feminist is coming in where apparently, according to Jessica X, the editors of the magazine are women. So she's saying there's basically, I guess, I don't know where she's seen this information at, because she said she did not buy the magazine and she does not plan to buy the magazine, but the editors are women. So her thoughts are the Manosphere should be male led. Women should not be a part of the operation of the magazine. Why couldn't you, Dr. Spencer Holman, get 8 men in those 8 positions that are currently led by women? Jessica X does not believe that Kendra D is a feminist. However, she doesn't agree with Kendra D encouraging or spearheading the whole magazine or the idea with Dr. Spencer Holman, with pushing it out there. Like, she feels like it's kind of like being backed by a woman, which kind of goes against the whole notion of something kind of being just owned and operated and led and just everything controlled by a man. She says she personally would want no parts of the magazine because she is a woman. This is Jessica X. She says she wouldn't want any parts of the magazine as far as with having a role with the rollout of the magazine or being a part of the creation of the magazine, because she feel like it's not her place because she is a woman. All of this should be done by a man. So it's all quite interesting. Again, it's just another example of how I feel like when it comes to just people within our community, the men and the women, it's just hard for us to come together to create something good. It's almost like we'll create something, but it doesn't take long before it just goes left, and arguing, fighting, bickering, and it just kind of becomes a distraction. Because for me, it's a distraction. And when I went to Kendra D's channel, The Crimson Cure, they were, doing a group panel, and just, they were really excited about the launch. I seen that the Bishop, if many of you are familiar with him, he used to be a part of Monica's platform. All about the tea. So the Bishop is kind of a part of the team with the magazine and everything. So you can go check it out. Like I said, her channel is called The Crimson Cure, and the YouTuber name, her name is Kendra D. But yes, I'm distracted. I ain't gonna lie. I'm very distracted. I'm not quite sure like what way to go. Ron said that trademark doesn't change anything. No, I mean, it doesn't change anything, but at the same time, to me, it does when it comes to more of the financial aspect of things. Just because when you have a trademark, you can use that on all different products. And if someone else try to use it, you can sue them because you own the name. So let's just say O'Shea or the Angry Man or Obsidian wanted to come along and make something and put the Black Manosphere on it, we got an issue. Dr. Spencer Smith can roll up on and be like, yo, I need you to take that website down, change the name on those t-shirts, those mugs, those hats, whatever, because that's my name. So imagine somebody coming to you with that energy and it was something that you created, because from what I'm hearing, the angry man is the person who created the name, the Manosphere. So can you imagine creating a name? Somebody swoops in, does a trademark on it. Ron, let's just say someone does a trademark on your name. You put your name on a t-shirt. They roll up on you and be like, Ron, I need you to raise up that name off that shirt and go put Brian or something, because I own Ron and whatever your last name is. I can't pronounce it. So Ron and your last name. That's what we're dealing with. So when I was on Jessica's X platform, that was kind of the big debate as far as with how important it is to have, how important is the trademark? Doesn't make a difference at the end of the day. And you said, Ron, you say those guys have individual channels, their own platforms, plus you can't trademark an ideology. I get it. I think it's just the name, because I feel like I hear the name, the Black Manosphere, thrown around more so than the people's individual names. Like Obsidian, I know who he is, but like if I'm on other platforms, they'll use the Black Manosphere as the description to encompass like all of those men, like all of them, the ideology, all of that. I've even seen someone started with a channel, I think she calls her the woman's sphere. So yes, they do have their individual platforms. So also what I learned from Jessica X, when I questioned, hey, why didn't these men handle their business and trademark the name? I was told, or what was said, was that the three gentlemen did not individually want to trademark the name, because I guess when you're owning a trademark, it's just owned by an individual person. So they didn't want to do that since it was three of them. They wanted everybody to kind of still have that equal clout in the Manosphere. So they didn't want to have, okay, well, one person owns the name and then the other person are in the Manosphere, but they don't have, ownership to the name. So I guess to keep it neutral, that was the reason why that name never got trademarked. I guess had it just been one sole person, like the angry man, that was fine. But since it was three men a part of the situation, and it came down to, okay, well, who would trademark it? And like I said, I heard the angry man is the one who came up with the name. But from my understanding, it was concluded, all three of them said, no, we're not going to trademark the name. As you said, Ron, they do have their individual channels and brands, but the Black Manosphere, they just didn't, they agreed for each of them to not trademark it. My guess is that they didn't think that someone else, some fourth person, would swoop in and want to trademark the name. So that's that. I haven't heard any opinions from, as far as what O'Shea, Duke Jackson, or Obsidian, as far as how they feel about the situation. I know Jessica X mentioned that O'Shea, Duke Jackson, was in talks with someone about the situation. She didn't really reference who he was talking to. So I don't see O'Shea. He's pretty open. I follow him. I like him. Of the three, gentlemen within the Manosphere, like O'Shea is like the one I rock with the most. I really do like him. He's funny. He cracks me up, and I've been following him the longest. But I believe he'll come out and say something, because right now it's kind of really heated. Like I said, Angry Man is very angry. So I can see O'Shea kind of coming out saying something about it, whether he does a live or one of his 10-minute videos. So I'm definitely going to look out for that. Ron, you said the Mick guy. Okay. Those ideas undergird the Manosphere. It doesn't matter if they have that trademark. They don't have the content ideas. I agree. I definitely agree. I think it creates confusion when people see the Black Manosphere I think their mindset is automatically going to those gentlemen and them being a part of it. Because when you first, they are the Black Manosphere, like there would have been no Black Manosphere if it wasn't for them, because that's where it came from. So it creates confusion, and it created confusion for me. So when I learned from Jessica X that they weren't a part of it, I'm like, okay, okay, that's a new one. That kind of threw me, because it's like, well, who is Dr. Spencer? Like, I felt like I got hoodwinked or bamboozled, because I'm like, well, who is Dr. Spencer Holman then, if he's not a part of the Black Manosphere? So to me, I look at him as just almost like you got like a businessman or silent partner, somebody we don't know. He just so happen owns the name. So you're right, they don't have the content ideas. But as I talked about with this magazine, there's various things within the magazine that is just going to talk about in general. So from my understanding and looking at reading up on the Amazon, what it says about the Black Manosphere magazine, like called it annual. So to me, that puts me in a mindset, okay, this is something that's going to come out once a year. I imagine it's just going to just be content in general, just about Black men. It's not like something where, okay, each month they're rolling over. It's like, okay, what are we going to talk about for September's issue, then October issue? It's not that type of pressure. That's my understanding. So we would have to see what that next issue what consists of. But like I said, I think it just creates confusion. People are just confused, like, okay, well, who's behind the Black Manosphere? If it's not the gentleman who founded the Black Manosphere, it's like, who's behind it then? So people start to kind of question that. But like I said, it's already a bestseller. So, people have been buying it, but I think a lot of people have been buying it not knowing the confusion that's out there about it. And so happened, I was kind of having some technical problems when I was trying to buy it. So that's actually why I had not bought it before I saw the Angry Man's channel and Jessica X channel or their videos, because I was kind of having some problems. But then in the midst of it, I'm like, okay, well, maybe it's a reason why I couldn't buy it, because I needed to hear this background information. So now I'm like, do I really want to support something of somebody who just jumped in from a business standpoint, whereas they're not even a part of the Black Manosphere? They're just using I look at it as he's just capitalizing off of the name. But like I said, supposedly he got the approval from the Angry Man. The Angry Man had, from what I'm hearing, haven't come out and said that's true. But that's what the Dr. Spencer Holman is saying. Like, Angry Man said I could use that name, so that's why I used it. So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of come on here and just talk about it, because it's probably going to be more content coming up on YouTube over the next couple of days pertaining to it. And what they say, this may actually increase the sales for the magazine. For people may be like, okay, what's this magazine all about? Because it'll pique the curiosity of people, because there's all this talk about the controversy behind it. So supposedly, this Dr. Spencer Holman, he has other products and things kind of behind him. So this magazine is just a notch on his belt as something else that he has connected to his name. I personally had never heard of him before, but that's where I'm at with that. So I'm going to hold off. As of right now, I'm saying I'm not going to buy it, just because I'm like, I don't really like how it went down. But I feel like the gentlemen, the founders, kind of left the situation open for something like this to happen. And then some people started to wonder, okay, well, if the Angry Man did approve for Dr. Spencer Holman to use the name, what did he get out of it? Did he get anything out of it? Was he paid? Like, I don't know. These are questions that people are asking, because they're like, okay, why would he just freely just agree? Yes, go ahead and use this name I came up with, or as being one of the founders, one of the three who could, give his okay or blessing to it. Why would he for nothing? So people are wondering, like, okay, did he get the bag for it? Like, what did he get up out of it when he gave the okay to have that name used? And anybody who watched the Angry Man, Angry Man is about his business. So if there was an agreement for Dr. Spencer Holman to use that name, I would find it hard to believe that there wasn't something worked out between he and the Angry Man, just from a business standpoint, whatever that could have been, whether it was anything pertaining to the operations of the magazine, money, I don't know. I just feel like the Angry Man would have handled his business and there would have been something in the deal favorable for him. So that's just my thoughts. He hasn't come out. He didn't acknowledge that he approved it. I believe, he was saying he didn't know anything about it and he didn't. But like I said, the doctor is saying, well, he gave me the okay. And Kendra D is saying, Angry Man gave the okay to use the name. So we'll have to see what happens, what comes of all of this. But I mean, it's just unfortunate that something good kind of turned, because like I said, I've been kind of I think I heard about this magazine. It's been almost about a week. So I've just been waiting for it to be released. I probably learned about it maybe over the weekend. So I've just been looking forward to it to be released because I'm like, oh yes, because I want to support, Black men. Like I want to support. But I so was not expecting for this all to kind of go down on the day that it released. So this is where we are at. I definitely would like to know what you all think. What you say, Ron? Remember the flagging campaign a few years ago on YouTube? The Manosphere exploded after that. I don't remember the flagging pain. A few years ago, I probably wasn't heavy on YouTube like that, Ron, to even recall that. So I'd have to probably look into that, or if you want to elaborate more on that, because I didn't know really, I didn't start hearing about the name Manosphere really until Kevin Samuels kind of blew up early on last spring, when kind of early on during the pandemic. I came across Kevin Samuels' YouTube channel and he was like at about 20,000 subscribers and like he's over 1 million now. So he quickly blew up. In the midst of him just growing and growing, that's when I started hearing this terminology, Manosphere. And, that's kind of how I came to learn about it. But like I said, I would not be surprised if all of this will benefit Dr. Spencer Holman and have the magazine sales go up even more, just because people are curious to know what's in it. Someone on Jessica X Live was saying that they had purchased the magazine, because right now you can only download like I said, through Kindle. You can only get like a soft copy. Hard copies are not available for purchase, or it's not available yet. So you have to download it. But the gentleman who did, he said it was really good, and over on the Crimson Cures channel, they were showing, I'm flipping through the magazine, showing kind of what it looks like. And it looks good, like a whole legit magazine. But it's just all this other stuff surrounding it that has me kind of on pause as to, if I'm going to, purchase it. So I'm just going to, I'm on YouTube all day, every day, not all day, but a good portion of the day. So I'm going to see kind of what some other things are kind of going to be said about it, and even see if the Crimson Cure, if their channel even talk about it. Cause like, they're really excited about the release of their product. And, over on Jessica X channel, she and the people over there aren't really sharing the same sentiments. They think it was just shade for the Dr. Spencer Holman to kind of swoop in and do what he did. They felt like it was a money grab. He's just capitalizing off of the name. And like I said, remember Nick Cannon's story? That's exactly kind of what happened with his. So it's just about handling your business. If you got a brand, you got to trademark that, especially when that every people is just using it. That's kind of that red flag to trademark. I remember hearing about with Beyonce, And Blue Ivy, when she was trying to, I think, do a product or something with the name Blue Ivy, which is her and Jay-Z's oldest daughter's name. And there was a woman who had like a business, and I believe that's still in litigation. There's a woman who already had a business called Blue Ivy. And basically her people and Beyonce's people have been going back and forth for like some years behind that name, because she already had that name and she already had the name. Yeah, she had the name. And I believe she had it trademarked already. But like I said, it was drama. Like I learned about this again last year, or, during the pandemic, I was listening to something, and that's kind of how I learned about that situation with the name Blue Ivy. So that's a real thing, when you have a name and early on you don't go, and because I guess sometimes people underestimate their brand. They don't expect maybe for it to blow up. And sometimes it seems almost like some other random person can have more faith in your brand than you. And they like, I'm going to go ahead and trademark this because I can see they're owning something. But that person kind of haven't thought, to go down that path yet, because they're just so busy still in the growing phase. And I guess that happens clearly. I mean, it happens. It's common, since it's a few occasions where I've seen that happen, and I'm wondering, like, how did that happen? So I guess it's kind of easy to happen. I don't know, but I hope that just with the other gentlemen, of the Manosphere, maybe whatever it is else they have individually going on, they go ahead and be sure to learn from this and trademark whatever it is that their brand is. So, they won't encounter this. But I definitely want to hear from the other two founders just to hear their thoughts about it. And we'll just see what happens with this magazine. So that's my thoughts, or those are my thoughts pertaining to this matter. If you're familiar with the Manosphere, I urge you, go check it out. Like I said, check out Jessica X channel, the Crimson Cure channel, and then Dr. Spencer Holman, he trademarked the name, so you can kind of research him and see who he is and try to learn more about who now owns the Black Manosphere name. So please like, share, subscribe, put your comments below, and thanks for checking in. Peace.